Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm going to be going over three games today: Chiefs, Bears, Chargers, Vikings, and then the Packers versus the Saints. Quick little recap analysis. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Comment down below. Share it with your friends. Make sure when you turn on that notification, hit that bell, so when I post, you guys see when I upload. But let's just get right to it. Let's start off with the blowout game. To the point where the Chiefs benched their starters late third quarter. Mahomes wasn't playing no more. That's when I checked out. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to sit here and analyze a backup, which maybe I should because Mahomes got a little banged up, but he ended up returning second half and he played. Um, just looking like old vintage Mahomes, making some nice dots to Travis Kelce. Like, why wouldn't he? The the Chiefs didn't score 20 points, over 20 points all year. They ended up racking up 40 points. So they're back to the old Chiefs. I know they play the Bears, but that's a great way to start off, especially losing your first game at home. You come back week 3 at home again, get the win for the fans. I mean, just beautiful dot from Mahomes to I believe his name is Watson, one of his favorite deep target threats. He said that from a long time ago. He likes Watson a lot, and just a beautiful pass. He stepped up in the pocket and just threw a dime. Just not very many quarterbacks can make that throw. I mean, they all have that arm power, but to be like that accurate, it was just a really good throw. From the Bears side, little rough, a little bit rough. Only really one good, decent run by Justin Fields that everybody wants him to do. Literally, the very next play, what everybody also wants is for him to be outside of the pocket. And I understand that's where he's best at, but you can't be doing that every play. At some point, you got to make reads inside the pocket, just like Lamar Jackson does. But I don't think Justin Fields is capable of that. If everybody just wants him to do QB design runs, you might as well try to make him like a tight end, like a Taysom Hill. I know that's probably what you guys don't want to hear as Bear fans, but that's honestly what it is. Because if you can't pass in the pocket, you're pretty much done. Go try to be receiver, tight end. You're a big boy. Maybe receiver probably fits you best, but I just don't like Fields as a quarterback. That's just me. Maybe he needs a different offense. I haven't really studied the offense. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog. If so, I apologize. But I haven't really studied their like offense. It's like really hard to watch the Bears and the Broncos play, as I'm a Broncos fan and we got blown out. But it's really hard to watch bad football. I just know it's bad football. Play calling is a little off, like I said, I believe last week, but sometimes he's just missing reads. I believe Bears are like on a 13-game losing streak, and if you look at Justin Fields throughout those 13 games, it's bad. As a passer, it's bad. So we'll see if they let go of the offensive coordinator. We'll see if he ends up maybe going somewhere else and maybe getting a resurrection from a QB guru. But it's not looking good for the Bears. And then they play the Broncos, and I'll go over the Broncos probably in tomorrow's video, but just a blowout game from Kansas City Chiefs. Nothing much needs to be said about that game. Now let's go over the Packers Saints. Saints dominated first half. It was some pretty good play calling from the Packers too. They tried to do a quick trick play that Love, he just didn't have his feet under him and he missed through his wide open target, but it was a good play call. But the Saints defense really good that half. Taylor came off a blitz. It was supposed to be in field goal range, but with the sack that Taylor did, they pushed them back from field goal range and they had to punt the ball. So at halftime it was 17-0. The Saints, one of their touchdowns was a punt return though. So in all reality, the Saints offense only scored 10 points that game, so the Packers defense was up to par without Jair Alexander, one of the best DBs in the game. But what really got the Packers going was this beautiful pass from Love to, I believe it was Romeo Doubs, right across the sideline, deep 30-yard pass. From there, everything was going for the Green Bay Packers. Beautiful play calling, beautiful passes. The running lanes, everything just found more open, and they were just chipping their way back because Carr got hurt too. So you couldn't see no more pretty passes from Carr to Chris Olave, or not pretty passes, but good pretty catches. I know that's a weird to say thing for football, but it was a beautiful catch from Chris Olave right along the sideline. That happened in the first half. So in the second half, with Jameis Winston has no chemistry with the starters, it all went downhill for the Saints. They couldn't march downfield. They couldn't march downfield. By the time you know it, the Green Bay Packers are up 18-17 from some beautiful passes from Love though. All that second half, beautiful passes from Love. And then finally the last 2 minutes, Saints finally started rolling, got into field goal range, but they missed the field goal. They ended up losing. Record's now 2-1. Green Bay 2-1 now. Really, really interesting game. Not one that I was expecting, but it was a really, really interesting game. Now let's get to the Chargers versus the Vikings. And that game was fun to watch. I'm a defensive guy, but that game was really fun to watch. Just because Justin Herbert was making some throws. I mean, throws after throws after throws. And then Christian Kirk, Kirk Cousins, he would come back. He would make some throws himself to make the game interesting again. It felt like the Chargers were slipping away for a little bit. It was like 24-10 at one point, I believe. And Kirk Cousins stepped up, threw some dimes himself. So I was like, dang, okay, let's see who the best quarterback is. But unfortunately, the what am I trying to say? Like I was saying, I lost track of what I was saying. But unfortunately for the Vikings, they lost. They lost, but some balls didn't bounce their way, or you can say they didn't make the play so that the ball bounces their way. Some crucials drop interception that should have been no points really for Justin Herbert. No points. You make that catch, you make that play. I mean, you win that game really. But it goes more than just that play itself. I believe the Chargers, don't quote me, I think they were +4 in the turnover battle. I believe when the Chargers got an interception from Kirk Cousins, I believe they ended up scoring a touchdown that drive. And then when the Vikings got a turnover, I think they only scored 3. I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember what happened the other turnover. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Don't quote me on that. I'm trying to remember. I can't for some odd reason. I'm drawing like a blank right now. But that's what I remember. I think Chargers were +4. So that helps a lot too. I mean the Vikings could not stop Keenan Allen. He had like 17 catches and I don't know how many yards. I just keep hearing Keenan Allen's name. They're like, Keenan Allen. Like, at one point, you got a double team to do. Like, do something. I'm not sure if Byron Murphy was playing that game. I didn't hear his name called. So if he wasn't playing, maybe that's why. But at some point, you got to double team Keenan Allen. But I was really impressed with Justin Herbert. Other than that one drop interception that the Vikings had, I was really impressed with Justin Herbert. His pocket presence, his placement of the balls, everything was precise. His arm power. especially down in the red zone to throw to Darnell Parham Jr. He threw that thing on a rope, laser, just rope, rocket, missile. I mean, not very many quarterbacks can do that. You got to have the arm strength, and he does. So that was a heck of a pass. But it was really interesting the last 2 minutes. Really interesting last 2 minutes. The Vikings had the ball. The Chargers, I believe, made like a goal line stand. But the Vikings are still in the game. I was like, hey, it's not over yet. Vikings end up getting a stop. They ended up getting a stop. So I was like, uh-oh, it's interesting now. They stopped the Chargers by stopping them on 4th down. Chargers went for it like on 4th and 1. They went for it. Vikings stopped them. So Vikings have the ball at the Chargers like 20-yard line. All they got to get is 20 yards per touchdown. It's game over. So they're at the red zone. Not the red zone, obviously, but they're at the goal line situation. It's like, I don't know, like 3rd and goal. So by 3rd and goal, it's like 3rd and 1 essentially. You know what I mean? But man, the Chargers defense ended up making a play. Well, before all of that, let me backtrack a little bit. I forgot about this play. Kirk Cousins had a wide open touchdown, and he missed him. I was like, no, because I want the Chargers to lose, but he just completely missed them. And you got to make those passes. So for me, that's why I say Justin Herbert won that QB battle Sunday, because Kirk Cousins just came off a little bit short. Like, he made some big passes, but big time situations like that, when the money drives, you got to hit that pass. But so now that we got to that, I'm gonna get back to the goal line situation. He just didn't hit T.J. Hawkinson where he's supposed to. Like, he hit him, but it was a bad ball placement. So it ended up being an interception. The Chargers ended up winning in a good fought game. It was, I was gonna say a little high scoring, but I think that was what I kind of expected from those two teams, especially from the Vikings being 0-2. I believe Chargers are 1-1. I believe they're 1-1. I think they're 2-1 now. It's hard to remember all these records. I should have it down on my notes and look at it on my computer, but that's beside the point. But yeah, Chargers ended up winning. Vikings down 0-3. So it might be up to the Lions and Packers. Play Thursday night football. I mean, that game could be for the division, essentially. You never know. But that was my quick little 3 games I had to give you guys for today. I don't know if I want to be going over like Commanders Bills. I'm going to go over the Broncos Dolphins just because that was a record-setting game for the Dolphins. But some game I just don't feel like I need to go over. I mean, I might, just a quick little recap for you guys, but just because I don't want to leave anybody out. But we'll see what happens when I upload tomorrow. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, to start the video, like and subscribe. And peace. I'm out.